If your skin feels looser, thinner, or less held together than it used to, there's a reason for that. And no, it's not just age. In many cases, your skin is missing two critical things: structural support and water retention. And if you don't fix both, you can spend a fortune on creams and still feel like your skin looks tired, soft, and saggy. Today, I want to talk about a very interesting combination that almost no one is connecting properly: topical zinc and hyaluronic acid. One helps regulate repair, oil balance, skin turnover, and collagen-related skin function. The other helps your skin hold moisture, stay plump, and resist that crepey, collapsed look. When you use them the right way and combine them with a few internal nutrition strategies, you can create a much more complete skin firming protocol naturally. A lot of people are trying to fix sagging skin with only collagen powders or only moisturizers. But skin firmness is not just about adding hydration on the surface. It's about what's happening in the deeper layers of the skin, especially the extracellular matrix, the collagen network, the skin barrier, and the nutrient signals that tell your skin how to rebuild. Think of your skin like a mattress. If the springs are weak and the filling is dry, it doesn't matter how nice the cover looks. It's still going to sag. That's exactly what happens when your collagen support is low and your hydration matrix is depleted. Let's start with zinc, because zinc is incredibly underrated for the skin. Zinc is involved in tissue repair, wound healing, cell division, immune regulation, and enzyme activity. In fact, a lot of the enzymes your skin needs for renewal and recovery depend on zinc. When your skin is low in zinc, it may heal slower, look more inflamed, feel rougher, and lose some of its resilience. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Topical zinc can support the skin in a very local way. It may help calm irritation, support barrier recovery, regulate excess oil, and create a better environment for healthy skin remodeling. That matters because chronic low-grade inflammation is one of the fastest ways to age your skin. If your skin is constantly irritated by harsh cleansers, sun exposure, blood sugar spikes, poor sleep, nutrient deficiencies, or inflammatory skin products, your body shifts out of repair mode and into damage control mode. Over time, that can show up as dullness, uneven texture, enlarged pores, and loss of firmness. Zinc helps because it supports balance. It doesn't just dry the skin out, which is what many people assume. In the right topical form and concentration, zinc can actually help skin behave more normally. Now, let's talk about hyaluronic acid, because this is the second half of the equation. Hyaluronic acid is one of the most important molecules for water retention in the skin. It acts like a sponge. It binds water and helps give the skin that full, smooth, springy look. When hyaluronic acid levels decline, skin can start to look flatter, thinner, more lined, and less elastic. A lot of people think their skin is aging when what they're really seeing is dehydration plus collagen breakdown. And those two things often happen together. When your skin barrier is weakened, you lose water more easily. When you lose water more easily, your skin becomes more vulnerable to inflammation. When inflammation rises, collagen breakdown can accelerate. Then the skin starts to look loose, especially around the cheeks, jawline, under the eyes, neck, and around the mouth. That's why hyaluronic acid can be so helpful, but only if you use it correctly. Most people use hyaluronic acid the wrong way. They put it on dry skin in a dry room and then wonder why their face feels tighter later. Hyaluronic acid works best when you apply it to slightly damp skin and then seal it in with a cream or moisturizer. Otherwise, it may not give you the plumpness you're looking for. So now imagine combining these two zinc to support skin regulation and repair, and hyaluronic acid to support hydration and volume. This is where you can build a very simple but effective protocol. Here's the basic concept. First, you want clean skin, but not stripped skin. Use a gentle cleanser. If your face feels squeaky after washing, that's not a good sign. That usually means you've removed too much of the protective barrier. After cleansing, while the skin is still slightly damp, apply a hyaluronic acid serum. You don't need a complicated one with 25 ingredients. Simpler is often better, especially if your skin is sensitive. Press it gently into the skin rather than rubbing aggressively. Then, after that absorbs for a minute or two, you can apply your zinc-based product. Now, the type of zinc matters. There are different forms of topical zinc. Zinc PCA is commonly used in skincare and is often great for balancing oil and calming the skin. Zinc oxide is more protective and often found in barrier creams or mineral sunscreens. Some zinc serums are designed specifically for calming redness and improving skin balance, so you don't need to use a random zinc cream and hope for the best. You want something designed for facial skin and skin barrier support. If your skin is very sensitive, start slowly, maybe once a day or every other day. More is not always better. Overloading the skin with too many actives can actually make sagging look worse because inflammation and dryness can exaggerate looseness. And this is where a lot of people sabotage their skin. They use retinol, vitamin C, exfoliating, acids, scrubs, benzoyl peroxide, and harsh toners all at once. Then they wonder why their skin suddenly looks older. Sometimes skin doesn't need more stimulation. Sometimes it needs recovery. If your goal is firmer looking skin, your strategy should be reduce inflammation, restore hydration, support collagen, protect the barrier, and improve nutrient delivery. That's the big picture. Now let's go deeper into why zinc may be especially useful if your skin is aging in an inflammatory pattern. What do I mean by that? You might have skin that looks loose, but also red, reactive, uneven, or easily irritated. You may break out occasionally. You may have visible pores, blotchiness, or a rough texture. That combination often tells you the skin is not just aging, it's stressed. Zinc can be very useful in that kind of skin because it supports a calmer environment. And calmer skin often ages better. Healthy skin is not just tight skin. Healthy skin is skin that repairs well. And repair is where most people are weak. They're sleeping poorly. They're running on stress hormones. Their blood sugar is unstable. They're not getting enough protein. They're low in trace minerals. Then they expect one expensive cream to reverse all of that. It doesn't work that way. Your skin is a reflection of your internal chemistry. So if you want this topical protocol to work better, you need to support it from the inside too. Let's talk about what that looks like. Number one, protein. Your skin is built from amino acids, collagen, elastin, structural proteins. They all depend on adequate protein intake. If you're not eating enough protein, your body is not going to prioritize beautiful, firm skin. It's going to prioritize survival. That means skin repair can slow down. Number two, vitamin C. This is a big one. Vitamin C is essential for collagen formation, not optional, essential. Why? Well, can use all the collagen products in the world. But if your body doesn't have enough vitamin C, collagen production is compromised. Number three, zinc from food. Even though we're talking about topical zinc, your internal zinc status still matters. Good food sources include red meat, shellfish, eggs, pumpkin seeds, and certain dairy products. If you're chronically low in zinc, your skin may struggle to repair no matter what you put on the surface. Number four, copper balance. Now, this is important because zinc and copper need balance. People sometimes go overboard with zinc supplements and forget that copper is part of connective tissue health too. Copper plays a role in enzymes related to collagen and elastin structure. So the goal is not to megadose one mineral blindly. The goal is balance. Number five, hydration with electrolytes. A lot of people drink water but don't actually hydrate their cells well. If you're low in electrolytes, especially potassium and magnesium, you may not hold hydration as effectively. Skin can reflect that. Number six, lower sugar. This one is huge for sagging skin. Excess sugar contributes to a process called glycation. That's when sugar binds to proteins like collagen and makes them stiffer, weaker, and more prone to damage. This can absolutely affect how firm and youthful your skin looks. So if someone is using great skincare but eating a very high sugar diet, they may be working against themselves every day. Now, let's talk about one of the most overlooked parts of skin, firmness, the skin barrier. If your barrier is weak, your skin loses water faster, becomes more reactive, and struggles to maintain that plump, resilient look. This is why some people apply product after product and still feel dry. The issue isn't always lack of product. It's often barrier dysfunction. That's where hyaluronic acid can help. But again, only why if it's sealed in? After your serum and zinc, you need a barrier supportive moisturizer. Look for ingredients like ceramides, squalane, glycerin, or simple emollients that reduce water loss. That layer matters. Think of hyaluronic acid as bringing water in and the moisturizer as keeping it there. Without that final step, you may not get the full benefit. And then there's one more thing people skip constantly: sun protection. If you're trying to firm the skin, but you're getting regular UV damage, you're pouring water into a leaking bucket. Sun exposure is one of the biggest drivers of collagen breakdown, pigmentation, and skin thinning. This is where zinc oxide becomes really useful because a good mineral sunscreen can give you protection while also being supportive for sensitive or reactive skin. So in a way, zinc can help you in more than one form. A zinc serum may help regulate and calm. A zinc oxide sunscreen may help protect and preserve. That's a very smart combination. Now, let me give you a simple daily routine based on this concept. In the morning, wash gently or just rinse if your skin is dry. Apply hyaluronic acid to damp skin. Then apply a light zinc serum or calming treatment if your skin tolerates it. Follow with a moisturizer. Then finish with a mineral sunscreen, ideally one with zinc oxide. At night, cleanse gently. Apply hyaluronic acid again to damp skin. Follow with your zinc product if your skin does well with it. Then use a nourishing moisturizer or barrier cream. That's it. Simple, consistent, non-aggressive. And that's what often works best for skin that's starting to sag, especially if it's also sensitive, inflamed, or depleted. Now, how long does this take? This is not an overnight fix. Hydration can improve within days. Skin texture can start to feel better fairly quickly, but true visible improvement in firmness usually takes time because your skin has to rebuild. Think in terms of several weeks to a few months of consistency, not 2 days. The goal is not to force the skin. The goal is to create the conditions where the skin can recover, and when you do that, when you support hydration, mineral balance, inflammation control, barrier function, and collagen nutrition, you often see the skin start to look more alive, more supported, and more resilient. Also, don't forget the neck. A lot of people focus only on the face and ignore the neck completely. Then they wonder why the face looks okay, but the neck still looks loose or crepey. The same protocol can often be used on the neck, as long as your skin tolerates it. And if you want to go one step further, look at what's draining your collagen in the first place. Chronic stress raises cortisol. Poor sleep slows repair. High insulin and sugar damage proteins. Smoking destroys circulation and collagen. Ultra-processed foods increase inflammation. So, yes, topical zinc and hyaluronic acid can be a very smart natural combination. But the real magic happens when you stop doing the things that are aging your skin every day. That's when the skin finally gets a chance to rebuild. If your skin has been feeling loose, dull, or less elastic, don't just ask, what cream do I need? Ask a better question. What is my skin missing? Is it missing hydration? Is it missing minerals? Is it missing repair? Is it missing repair? Is it missing protein? Is it missing protection? Because once you answer that, your skincare stops being random and starts becoming therapeutic. And that's how you create a holistic protocol that actually makes sense. Topical zinc helps create a calmer, more repair-friendly environment. Hyaluronic acid helps restore water, volume, and bounce. A supportive moisturizer helps lock that in. Zinc oxide helps protect what you're rebuilding. And good nutrition gives your skin the raw materials to actually change. That's a much smarter strategy than chasing hype, over-exfoliating, or hoping one miracle product is going to do everything. Your skin doesn't need punishment. It needs support. Topical zinc is one of the most underrated tools when it comes to improving the overall quality, resilience, and appearance of the skin. Most people hear the word zinc and immediately think about immunity or maybe acne, but zinc does far more than that. It plays a major role in skin repair, tissue renewal, inflammation control, and the healthy function of the skin barrier. When the skin begins to sag, look tired, or lose that firmer tighter appearance, it is often not just because of age alone. In many cases, the skin is struggling to repair itself properly, and that is where zinc becomes very important. Your skin is constantly going through wear and tear. Every day it is exposed to sunlight, pollution, dryness, harsh products, stress hormones, and tiny inflammatory triggers that slowly weaken its structure. Over time, this can affect collagen, elasticity, and the skin's ability to bounce back. Zinc helps because it supports many of the repair processes the skin relies on to stay healthy and strong. It is involved in enzyme activity, cellular turnover, and the rebuilding of damaged tissue, which means it helps create an environment where the skin can function more normally. When used topically, zinc can work directly on the skin rather than relying only on internal nutrition. This local support is especially useful for people whose skin looks loose, but also irritated, reactive, uneven, or inflamed. Skin that is constantly inflamed often ages faster. It can lose firmness more quickly because inflammation breaks down the structures that keep the skin smooth and supported. Zinc helps calm that process. It encourages a more balanced skin environment, and balanced skin usually repairs better than stressed skin. Another important benefit of topical zinc is that it can help regulate excess oil without damaging the skin barrier. This matters because many people with aging skin still deal with clogged pores, enlarged pores, or occasional breakouts. They often use harsh products to dry out the skin, thinking that cleaner, drier skin will somehow look firmer. But over-drying the skin often backfires. It weakens the barrier, increases irritation, and can make the skin appear thinner and more tired. Zinc is different because it tends to support control without creating the same level of stress, especially when it is used in a gentle skincare formula. Topical zinc can also be helpful for skin texture. If the surface of the skin is rough, uneven, or inflamed, the face can look older and less firm, even if the deeper issue is only moderate. When the skin becomes calmer and smoother, it often looks healthier, fresher, and tighter overall. This is why zinc is not just about blemishes or redness. It can improve the general condition of the skin in a way that makes firmness more visible. There are different forms of zinc used in skincare, and some are better suited for facial use than others. Zinc PCA is commonly used because it is gentle and often helpful for balancing and calming the skin. Zinc oxide is more protective and is often found in mineral sunscreens, which can also play an important role in preserving collagen by helping shield the skin from daily sun damage. Topical zinc is one of the most underrated tools when it comes to improving the overall quality, resilience, and appearance of the skin. Most people hear the word zinc and immediately think about immunity or maybe acne, but zinc does far more than that. It plays a major role in skin repair, tissue renewal, inflammation control, and the healthy function of the skin barrier. When the skin begins to sag, look tired, or lose that firmer, tighter appearance, it is often not just because of age alone. In many cases, the skin is struggling to repair itself properly, and that is where zinc becomes very important. Your skin is constantly going through wear and tear. Every day, it is exposed to sunlight, pollution, dryness, harsh products, stress hormones, and tiny inflammatory triggers that slowly weaken its structure. Over time, this can affect collagen, elasticity, and the skin's ability to bounce back. Zinc helps because it supports many of the repair processes the skin relies on to stay healthy and strong. It is involved in enzyme activity, cellular turnover, and the rebuilding of damaged tissue, which means it helps create an environment where the skin can function more normally. When used topically, zinc can work directly on the skin rather than relying only on internal nutrition. This local support is especially useful for people whose skin looks loose, but also irritated, reactive, uneven, or inflamed. Skin that is constantly inflamed often ages faster. It can lose firmness more quickly because inflammation breaks down the structures that keep the skin smooth and supported. Zinc helps calm that process. It encourages a more balanced, de-skin environment, and balanced skin usually repairs better than stressed skin. Another important benefit of topical zinc is that it can help regulate excess oil without damaging the skin barrier. This matters because many people with aging skin still deal with clogged pores, enlarged pores, or occasional breakouts. They often use harsh products to dry out the skin, thinking that cleaner, drier skin will somehow look firmer. But over drying the skin often backfires. It weakens the barrier, increases irritation, and can make the skin appear thinner and more tired. Zinc is different because it tends to support control without creating the same level of stress, especially when it is used in a gentle skincare formula. Topical zinc can also be helpful for skin texture. If the surface of the skin is rough, uneven, or inflamed, the face can look older and less firm, even if the deeper issue is only moderate. When the skin becomes calmer and smoother, it often looks healthier, fresher, and tighter overall. This is why zinc is not just about blemishes or redness. It can improve the general condition of the skin in a way that makes firmness more visible. There are different forms of zinc used in skincare, and some are better suited for facial use than others. Zinc PCA is commonly used because it is gentle and often helpful for balancing and calming the skin. Zinc oxide is more protective and is often found in mineral sunscreens, which can also play an important role in preserving collagen by helping shield the skin from daily sun damage. Hyaluronic acid plays a major role in helping the skin look fuller, smoother, and more supported, because one of the biggest hidden causes of sagging skin is not always just collagen loss, but dehydration within the skin itself. A lot of people look in the mirror and assume their skin is aging rapidly, when in reality, part of what they are seeing is a lack of water retention. When the skin loses its ability to hold moisture properly, it starts to look flatter, thinner, more lined, and less elastic. That is where hyaluronic acid becomes so valuable. Hyaluronic acid is naturally found in the body and is especially important for maintaining moisture in the skin. Its main strength is its ability to attract and hold water, which helps keep the skin looking plump and cushioned. When skin is well hydrated, It tends to appear smoother and more youthful because the surface is better supported from within. But when hydration drops, the skin can start to collapse visually, making fine lines, crepey texture, and mild sagging much more noticeable. As we get older, the skin's natural supply of hyaluronic acid begins to decline. This means the skin does not hold moisture as efficiently as it once did. Over time, that can create a hollow, tired, or deflated appearance, especially around the cheeks, under the eyes, around the mouth, and on the neck. Even if someone is using moisturizers regularly, they may still not be truly hydrating the skin if they are not supporting water retention at a deeper level. That is why hyaluronic acid is different from just using a basic cream. When applied topically, hyaluronic acid helps draw moisture into the outer layers of the skin, improving the appearance of softness and bounce. This creates a more refreshed look and can make the skin feel smoother almost immediately. It also helps improve how the skin reflects light, which can make the complexion appear healthier and less dull. These visual improvements are one reason it has become such a popular skincare ingredient, but its value goes beyond appearance alone. Hydrated skin also functions better. When the skin has enough moisture, the barrier tends to perform more effectively. A healthy barrier helps reduce water loss, protects against external irritation, and keeps the skin more stable overall. This matters because dry, depleted skin is often more reactive and more likely to look prematurely aged. Hyaluronic acid supports this by helping the skin maintain the hydration it needs to stay comfortable and resilient. The way hyaluronic acid is used also matters a lot. It works best when applied to slightly damp skin because it needs water to bind to. After applying it, sealing it in with a moisturizer helps keep that hydration from escaping. Without that final step, the skin may not stay plump for long, especially in dry environments. When used properly and consistently, hyaluronic acid can help the skin look less crepey, more supple, and visibly more supported, which is why it is such a valuable part of a natural skin firming routine. One of the biggest mistakes people make when trying to firm sagging skin is relying only on skincare products while ignoring the deeper internal factors that actually determine how well the skin can repair, rebuild, and hold its structure. Skin does not become firmer just because something is applied on the surface. Topical products can absolutely help, but real improvement usually happens when external care is combined with internal support. That is why a holistic approach is so important if the goal is stronger, healthier, more resilient skin. Your skin is made from raw materials that come from inside the body. It depends on protein, vitamins, minerals, hydration, and a stable internal environment in order to maintain collagen, elasticity, and healthy tissue turnover. If those things are missing, even the best skincare routine may only give temporary results. The skin might look better for a few hours or a few days, but it often does not truly improve because the body does not have what it needs to rebuild from within. Protein is one of the most important parts of this process. Collagen and elastin are made from amino acids, which come from the protein in your diet. If someone is not eating enough high-quality protein, the body may not prioritize skin repair. Instead, it focuses on more urgent survival functions. This can leave the skin looking weaker, thinner, and less supported over time. A person can use collagen creams or firming serums, but if their daily protein intake is low, the skin may still struggle to improve. Vitamin C is another major piece of the puzzle because it is essential for collagen formation. Without enough vitamin C, collagen production is not efficient. This means the skin may have a harder time maintaining strength and elasticity. Zinc, which is already important topically, also matters internally because it supports healing, tissue repair, and many enzymatic processes involved in skin health. Magnesium, potassium, and other minerals also help support hydration and cellular function, which can influence how the skin looks and feels. Hydration is another area people often misunderstand. Drinking water is important, but skin hydration is not just about how much water you consume. It also depends on electrolyte balance, barrier function, and whether your body is actually retaining and using that fluid properly. If the body is depleted or stressed, the skin may still appear dry and collapsed, even when a person thinks they are hydrated. Blood sugar balance is also critical. Excess sugar can damage collagen through a process called glycation, which makes the skin's structural proteins weaker and less flexible. Over time, this can contribute to dullness, stiffness, and visible sagging. Poor sleep and chronic stress also make things worse by interfering with repair hormones and increasing inflammation. A holistic approach means supporting the skin from every angle, using smart topical ingredients like zinc and hyaluronic acid, while also improving nutrition, sleep, hydration, stress, and overall lifestyle patterns. That combination gives the skin a much better chance to recover and look naturally firmer.